Okay guys, this is a quick video to show you how to do some Dreamweaver stuff that is quite, oops, that's not Dreamweaver, that's Excel, so I'll just minimize that. Some Dreamweaver stuff that is on the latest test that we haven't done in class that you guys should be aware of. Okay, so here we've got it, our paper 3. Data analysis and web authoring. We're going to start off with the web authoring, which is the Dreamweaver part. In the interest of shortening time, I've already opened this and saved it as a Word doc. I've also created the folder. So I'm going to go straight to it. Okay, so I put these these files already in a folder, and I'm going to go straight to the instructions here, which says the table styles required by the company are: all internal and external grid lines for the table must be a single border, 4 pixels wide, which can be seen on the web. The grid line should be defined as the following. Okay, so they give us the RGB code for the table lines that we want. And don't forget, RGB stands for red, green, blue. On this test, they always mix it up. They don't give it to you in the order that it should be, which is, of course, red, green, blue. They'll mix it up in some order. So it should be the red value should be here, the green is in the second, and the blue should be in the third box. So let's have a look at this. All text should be center line within the table, both horizontally and vertically. So that's what it should look like. Those are the values, but in the proper order. Now it says here, John is a trainee. He's created a style sheet called N183 table style.css for these table styles. Examine the style sheet and evaluate in your own words the syntax and the efficiency of the style sheet. And in the evidence, we have to say whether or not that style sheet is correct, and it has to be less than 100 words. So let's just quickly go. In the interest of shortening this again, okay, sorry, this is the this is the actual website that you're going to create, which I have already done. So let's just open up that style sheet that they gave us. So we don't have to, at this point, we don't have to create a website or manage a website or do anything. We just want to open up that style sheet and have a look at it. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I've put my style sheet on the desktop in this folder here. Oh, not sorry, the video, this is it here. So that's the style sheet that we have to have a look at. Okay, so we're going to open it up, and it asks us once again to, let's just have a look at the instructions again. It says that we want to evaluate it. Okay, so we're going to see what's right, what's wrong with this CSS file. So let's have a look at it. All right, just looking at it. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Nope. Hold on, I'm going to go back. Open it. Sorry, those are the ones that I've already fixed. So let's make sure that this is the one that isn't fixed. This is it here. Yes, that's it. Okay, so this isn't the one that isn't fixed. We have to look and see if there's any problems. So right off the top of my bat, right off the top of the bat, if I have a look, these are my color values. They're supposed to be in hexadecimal form, which is great. They are, but there's no hashtag in front of them. Okay, in order for them to be properly coded, they have to have a hashtag in them. Okay. Also, I can look and see that they are not in the proper RGB code. Okay, on the test, they gave us this version here. They mixed it up, and they said it's this, and this, blue, green, red. So let's have a look at the first one. First one's all white. It's all black. 00000 would be all black. So that doesn't matter. That's not mixed up. The one down here for the table, I want it to be the red value to be full, which is FF, then 00. So that FF here should be in the first one. And the same for the table data or for the cells in my table. Okay, I want that to be reversed. I want the FF to be first, 57, then I want the 33. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, the other thing they ask us is, let's see, what's else wrong with this? Table. All text should be center aligned within the table both horizontally and vertically. Okay. All text should be aligned within the table both horizontally and vertically. Well, great. If I look here, I've got the text aligned center. I've got the text aligned, vertical align, but I'm missing an alignment. Okay. And we're going to fix that. What I should do is I should justify the text. Okay. There's a number of ways of doing it. I think the best way to do it, though, is to justify it. The table also needs to be, let's see, table must be a single border. Wedge behind. All text should be center line within the table. Okay. The table, I'm assuming it should be, let's see, if they want all the text to be centered, the table should be also centered. So I need to correct the center alignment in my table. Okay, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head if there's anything else. I can't see anything else that I can think of right now, but let's have a look at the corrected version. So I've already corrected this in the interest of saving time. And as you can see, so I put hashtags in front of all of my color values. And once you do that, if you put your cursor over it, okay, you can see the actual color that you're supposed to have. Okay, so those all look good. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Oh, no, sorry, that's later on. Don't worry about the H1 because we're going to create that later. So now I've got my table centered. There are different ways of doing this with different code. I've just done this way, margin right, margin left, auto, which will center align my table and the text within it as well. Okay, and this is what I did here with the text. Yes, they already told me that the text was going to be aligned center. The vertical alignment of the table and the text would also be centered, but I changed this. I did text align justify. Okay, the difference between center and justify. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to go into my evidence folder and show you. Where is it now? I'm just going to pause this for a sec to get my... Okay, I just want to show you guys the difference between justify and center, just so we remember, okay? Right now, my text here, okay, you can see that it's all centered, okay? And I've got it set to justify in here. But if I put it on center, okay, now each line is centered, but not the entire text, all right? That's just the quick difference between justify and center. So I have put on my CSS folder, in my CSS file, to text align this to justify, okay? The H1 and this comment here, they ask us to add later. I'll show you guys what we're supposed to do with that in a second. So let's go back to the test. See what they ask us. All right, so I'm gonna go to my evidence to show you the evaluation that I have of this. Let's go back to that Word document. Here it is here. So this is worth 4 points, so you got to find at least 4 things that's wrong with the CSS folder. So I just have this here. Hashtags are missing. All the colors. So these values are hexadecimal values. Color orders of red, green, blue, RGB, are in the wrong order for both table and cells of the table. Text in the table is not mid-aligned. It should be set to justify in Dreamweaver. Okay. Now, note. In Dreamweaver, they allow us to justify it. In other ones, it will not be justified. They might give you some other values to set it. But in Dreamweaver, it's going to be justified. Efficient CSS program means that table and table data should be defined together. All right, so we have some of that. So that's an evaluation because, yes, everything that table and table data share, such as the background color, border width, which is 4 pixels, that is up here and that is all shared. So that's good, efficient writing. So yeah, evaluation not only means what's wrong with it, but what is right with it. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions and see what else we have to do. So I showed you I've already put in my evidence in my Word document here. Yep, just to save time, I've done that. Okay, so let's go back to the test. All right, so the test then says, Edit the trainee sheet so it matches the table styles required by the company, which I've already done. Done that. Yep. Automatically place all tables in the center of the window. Great. Set the style to H1 and add your name, center number, candidate number to the end of the sheet. Okay, let's just go back and I'll show you guys what I did to that. So, yes, they do. They asked me to center align the table. Okay, so I can do that in my HTML formatting. I can also do it in my CSS formatting here, sorry, in my CSS file here. So I've done it here, margin right auto, margin left auto. There are other ways of doing it, coding it. That's the way I've done it here. Okay, then they asked me to create an H1 style, which with a color of white. Okay, so I've done that. You just simply type in. If I wanted to do anything new, H1, and then blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then they asked me to do the comment. So yeah, I put in a comment here with my name, center, and candidate number in the style sheet. And they asked me to save it, which I've already done. So let's go back to my instructions again. Okay, take a copy. Yep, so I did that. I copied my style sheet. I put that in my evidence. Great. Now let's have a look at this, okay? This is a little different. They ask us to identify the name of the correct web development layer to complete each of the following statements. Cascading sheets are of the blank, 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 blank. Okay, let me show you what I gave you guys as well. So I put this up on Plato. It is a quick overview of web authoring, okay? Now, the first panel of this, I've got which are the different layers of web authoring. So our first layer is presentation layer, which includes CSS style sheets, layouts of stuff that would apply to the entire website, okay, including text, table formatting, etc. Content layer, okay, content layer is the actual HTML coding that I'm going to do, which include also adding text, inserting images, audio, video, web links, whatever, okay. My behavior level, okay, would include effects that I want for my images, if I want a GIF on a certain picture, or do I want pop-up messages, okay, so that's behavior level, or sorry, behavior layer. So I go back to my my test, okay. Cascading sheets are part of the, and that would be, see if I can get my evidence up here at the same time, okay. So let's scroll down here. Oops. Yes, there we go. So, cascading style sheets are part of the presentation layer, as you can see from that PDF that I gave you. Hyperlinks are an action on a web page, and they are part of the content layer. Okay, the text and images of a web page are added to a web page in the content layer. An action like hover over or click would be found in the behavior level. Okay, so those are the answers to that. Let's just scroll down. Now, this is pretty basic. They ask us to create a table, create a web page called sheds.html, and then we've got to create that table. Let me just go back to my Dreamweaver. Okay, there's my Dreamweaver, and in the interest of saving time, okay, I've already created that. Don't forget, in order to create a table, your table must be within the, let's scroll down here, your table must be within the body tag. Okay, oops, sorry, that's my source code here. My body tag. Okay, that's where I created my table. All right, guys. See you in class.